Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today I want to try a slightly different pattern. This one is 3989 over on friendshipbracelets.net. Let's grab a little sample of it and bring it back to our template. We paste it in, and then we go to layer. We transform this layer by rotating it. Didn't matter which way we rotated that one. It's the same going either direction. And we enlarge it so we can kind of see what we're doing. There we go. Scale it up and move it off to the side, and we anchor it to its own layer. So there we go. So the big quest in this is going to be about trying to make these things even, right? Like the space in between is like 3 diamonds. We don't know that that's necessarily going to work with the space that we have. So we'll find out where. Maybe it gets 2, maybe it gets 4. We'll figure it out. One of the first things I noticed though is our guideline here is set up to have a single 1 knot right in the middle, and our diamonds here have 4 in the middle. So we're going to slide this down just like a half of 1, right? So we can have the 4 in the middle, and we zoom in really close. We can put it right smack in the middle of this row. So that way, when we do it, when we copy the top half and paste it onto the other, it looks perfect. All right, so it looks like we got a nice gray to work with here. So let's make our first diamond. And it would go like that. So it would continue down lower, but we don't need to do both sides. And let's kind of, we're just gonna put in the corners of this one. We don't know if that's where it's gonna go or not. You know, it really depends on the space that we're left with. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 knots between the top and the bottom of the diamond. Now let's see how much space we have between the diamond at the beginning of the bracelet and the diamond in the center. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. So wait, if we go, okay, so 12, right, means that we could put 3 spaces and 3 spaces. There's our first 6. And then in between that, we should be able to fit a diamond. Yeah. And that means this diamond we can fill in. So if it had been a little bit, if we had maybe shifted that line upwards, then the math would have been different, and we would have had to have changed how this played out. We might have even moved the diamond at the far end of this up at the top here. That might have actually have come down some, but it turns out it's the same as this pattern. That seems rather fortunate. All right, well, I don't know how the blue gets to there. Actually, we don't have to do both sides. We can just do one side and then use the copy and paste. So let's do that for there. And this yellow comes in like this. And then this is how it comes into the center. This blue would come in there. I guess that kind of makes sense. And the black one is out here. And the black one is just gonna bounce off these yellows. So far, relatively easy. Not so bad. Okay, next is this light green. The light green starts all the way on the outside and then comes in. That's kind of neat. That is pretty neat. And then the darker green gets the 4 outer squares. Let's do the yellow again. This feels like a pretty well thought out bracelet. Like it really feels like whoever designed it kind of knew what they were doing. The way that there's a bit of an arc going on with like this light green and stuff. That's pretty cool. I don't know if the light green comes in here or where. And then the dark green is this outer 4. I guess. It sort of feels to me like if you wanted to play with some other colors in this, you could make it interesting. Like if you had this, instead of this blue, if you went with the dark green, it would make it really confusing to anybody who is trying to copy your pattern. They would wonder how you got the dark green in there when it was, you know, when it's not, like, because this couldn't come through and end up here as it goes through. So like you could play with this in ways that would make it really difficult for somebody to try to second guess it. I'm pretty sure I would figure it out, but I've been like working out patterns for a really long time, so I kind of feel like, yeah, I kind of have an unfair advantage when it comes to that. But for the average person trying to figure it out, I think that would kind of mess with you a little bit. I'm also kind of curious as to, is there a color that gets used a lot more than anything else? They don't think the black string, because it's just like single knots down the middle. I don't feel like it's that one. It might be the yellow. We don't know. And then we have an extra string in here. Let's go ahead and do the dark green out this way. We have this string here. And we can kind of alternate that a little bit, have some fun with it. Oh, we didn't fill in all of this one yet. Yeah, so if we knew which string got used the most, because there is this odd one that doesn't get used at all, it would be this white string here, just sort of bouncing along inside, not doing anything. Kind of makes me wonder, like, should we add something else different? We have it coming in here into this diamond. We could have a separate color off to the side in the center of the diamonds. We have it coming out here where it's out with the greens and stuff. We could do something different there even. It really wouldn't matter. It's an easy kind of thing we could change. All right, let's get rid of our example we did. And get the select tool and select our top corner here. Copy paste and use our flip tool. There, we got both sides now. Go to layer, anchor it, and merge it down. And next, copy the whole top half. Control C, Control V, flip tool. Use our guidelines to our advantage. It really works out just that easy. Anchor and merge down. So there we go. That's how I worked out to make sure that the spacing was perfect. Turns out I didn't really have to do anything, but it's nice to know that it's going to work out like how I wanted to. I was prepared to make changes and do stuff with it, but that was not necessary. So there you go. All right, before I go, a quick shout out to my YouTube members who make it possible. These guys seriously have kept the channel going for all these years, and I really couldn't do it without their help. So thank you guys so much for that. If you want to have your name on the list, it's easy. It's the join button down by subscribe. It's $4 a month, and the proceeds go to buying string and other things to keep the channel going. So thank you guys for all that. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.